The problems within BJP-TDP-JSP in Andhra Pradesh. Even as campaigning for the Assembly and Lok Sabha election is in full swing in Andhra Pradesh and took centre stage with the stone-pelting attack on Chief Minister Jagannath Reddy, something seems not okay within the BJP-TDP-JSP alliance in the state. How many times has the public seen the three leaders, Chandrababu Naidu, Pawan Kalyan and BJP State President D.Purandeswari together so far? Think about it. Except once, in West Godavari, and that too because the assembly segment forms part of Rajamahindram or Rajamandri Lok Sabha constituency from where Purandeswari is seeking election. There seems to be some kind of a cold war brewing, and one wonders if that is all too apparent on the ground. You know, the differences range from the very trivial to what is very, very serious, like fixing of banners and flexis for rallies held by other. It's like JSP's, fixing banners and flexis, whereas it is a BJP or a TDP rally, they say, why should we do it? Of course, the serious ones are there and which are more important, I guess, but the trivial ones are not unimportant. Let's focus on the serious ones. It focused on seat sharing, which has caused immense heartburn and just doesn't seem to go away. Every alliance, when you're stitching up an alliance, there are problems about why did you get two extras more and why did you not accommodate me, so on and so forth. But in this case, this threesome, the differences are not going away. For example, the TDP's offer of 21 assembly seats to the JSP and 10 to the BJP. The TDP's offer of 6 Lok Sabha seats to the BJP while allotting 2 Lok Sabha seats to the JSP. End of day, ladies and gents, it is only about who's the strongest of us all. And the main contenders in this is only the TDP and BJP. For instance, it has now been decided that the alliance will go to the poll with the national manifesto ahead of the joint manifesto of the alliance in Andhra Pradesh. It is of course a fact. I know before you bounce at me and say, hey, listen, there's not been a joint manifesto of the TDP-JSP, I know. But they could have waited, no? Because it sends out a very, very skewed message. Now, let's debate with the experts. What ails, if at all, the threefold alliance in Andhra Pradesh? And the most important question is its impact on both Assembly and Lok Sabha elections. Dharam Gurva Reddy, senior leader of the BJP, is joining us, and Ramesh Kandula, who is a journalist and well-known author. We shall also be joined by other guests. But first up, let us go say namaste to these two guests. Dharam Gurva Reddy, so good to see you after such a long time. Namaste. How are you? All good?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing? You've not been calling us.
I'm angry with the BJP.
No, should you be? Because Modi is becoming prime minister third time.
No, it's not at all
इसकी
like
बार
that.
मोदी सरकार is coming up.
हमेशा आपको सारी शुभकामनाएं मेरी तरफ से. I'm a journalist. I can only do stories. What do you say, Ramesh? We are with nobody and we are with everybody. So let's start this. There seems to be a big problem in this. There are a lot of indications, Mr. Reddy. You know, the trivial ones are there, and my reporters and stringers tell me that, ma'am, there are problems. We see it. You know, there are like some minor fisticuffs. But there are major ones also about seat sharing. Net, Mr. Reddy, people on the ground want to see this. These are the three giants. If you see, Purandeswari garu, Chandrababu garu, and even Pawan Kalyan garu, these are all three very, very important leaders. But would you agree that somewhere there is no cohesiveness, Mr. Reddy?
See, this is a new alliance. It's like a new friendship, and it takes a little bit of time to patch up. But I do not see in that angle because all the three parties are contesting at the moment, and BJP is a national party, unlike TDP and JSP. And BJP has got more responsibilities, as part to take care of the NDA partners. Now, locally, as you would see, as the election days come up, the nominations go out, and the election rallies catch up, and the election fever catches up more heat. And automatically, the schedule, there will be star campaigners coming in, and depending on the personalities, depending on the locations, depending on the candidate strengths, opposition candidate strength. There will be a lot of strategies coming out. So it's very too early to say, by catching up one or two moments where you don't see a BJP leader coming up, or we don't expect all the three leaders to come up on one stage, Chandrababu Naidu and then Pawan Kalyan and D.Purandeswari, or maybe any other BJP leader who is supposed to come onto the stage. You don't expect them to see all of them together. And maybe somewhere Pawan Kalyan leading another party, second cadre,
Right, I think we've lost the connection to Reddy Garu. We'll get him back very soon. Let me go to Ramesh, and also let me inform the viewers that Mr. KS Prasad, political analyst, has also joined us on this debate. Let me first go to Ramesh Kandula. Ramesh, do you think it's a forced alliance? We all remember what happened with the TDP, with Chandrababu Naidu walking out, the allegations and the counter allegations, and let's also not forget what was Janasena party's role. Pawan Kalyan, who campaigned against the BJP before 2019, is now justifying the alliance. So it's a forced alliance. According to Reddy's Garu, he says it's a new friendship. I mean, net it's the same thing. Something is not brewing well. It's a marriage of convenience, as it were.
It is, of course, a marriage of convenience. There is no doubt about it. But I don't think anybody forced anybody. The general consensus is that the TDP wanted an alliance, given that the elections this time, with Jagannath Reddy at the helm, may not go smoothly. So they knew pretty well that BJP has very little support in Andhra Pradesh right now.
Yes.
In 2019, when they went alone, they got 0.86% of votes. Which means that BJP doesn't have any significant presence in Andhra Pradesh. Still, Chandrababu Naidu went for the alliance only because he knew pretty well that BJP probably is going to come back. He believes at least that it's going to come back in Delhi.
Right.
And it is also important that he has friends in Delhi at this point of time, because he cannot afford losing elections this time.
Yeah, so also because of the cases against him, Ramesh, it is very clear, that's what people are saying in a hushed manner. He did not want the agencies to harass him, he went to jail. I mean, he just wanted things to...
What is the point of having an alliance after going to jail? He came out of jail actually by that time.
Right.
By the time he started.
But there could be more. I mean, let's not forget the BJP central leadership did not make one comment when Chandrababu Naidu Garu was in jail. They kept quiet. It was noticed. I mean, I noticed it. Not one statement came out of them. So it's very, very apparent that
some BJP leaders, especially from Telangana and Andhra, they gave statements.
Not from
especially
Delhi,
from
sir.
Telangana, in fact.
Not Delhi, sir.
But I agree with you, Sudha, on the point that that probably was one of the considerations. The cases against Chandrababu Naidu filed by Jagannath Reddy. How the entire system in Andhra Pradesh, especially the police, they were trying to frame him in different cases and all that. The behest of Jagannath, actually.
Right.
So probably he wanted help from Delhi on that score also. But I think mostly he was looking for support from Delhi during the course of these elections, because TDP fears that given that Jagannath Reddy is bent on winning these elections at any cost, he would misuse the government machinery and the police.
So I was right in one way, yeah. So let me, Ramesh, thank you, because one way it seems to be a marriage of convenience. There is coercion, there is duress. Mr. Prasad, do you think that the magic of 2014 can be recreated? And I'm talking about BJP and Telugu Desam party, there is outside support of Pawan Kalyan. What happened in 2014, can that be repeated in 2024, or you think it is impossible? Because here, Mr. Prasad, that is question 1. 1B is, I see that it is a clash of egos. TDP says they are the Dada, JSP says, Arey, I am the power star, BJP says I rule the country. So please answer both these questions. Can this magic be created at all? And number 2, is it the clash of the egos?
Good evening, ma'am, and good evening to the co-panelists. It's very clear and evident. There's no question of ego here. And even though they have egos, there is no role play. As far as particularly BJP is concerned, they're having only 0.84. They may rule entire India, but as far as their existence in Andhra Pradesh is concerned, it is impossible to next. Whereas Janasena parties, they have been struggling from years together. And end of the day, if they want to prove a point also, it is nothing but entertaining a parachutes who are being thrown out of Telugu Desam. If you really recollect, there is about 70% which are being given seats are from Telugu Desam, decent batch. And BJP also, original BJP has been not entertained as far as this 224 election is concerned. Only parachutes which have been traveled to BJP and again rerouted themselves to present themselves in Andhra Pradesh have been given a consideration. The original BJP, other than Nasarapeta, Nasarapur, Mr. Srinivas Raju has been given consideration. Other than that, rest all parachutes from Telugu Desam, decent batch. And coming into 2014 repeat, it is not possible. They have been given an opportunity. Unfortunately, they have not proved. They have miserably failed as far as their ruling 5 years is concerned. That's why the people have given 23 seats as a verdict. And if you really know the problem with the BJP, what they have not considered Andhra Pradesh is concerned, Janasena has also shown their dissent by showing the two Pasipaina Ladlu
Exactly.
and 70,000 fact-finding committee outcome. End of the day, instead of fighting for Andhra Pradesh, they smartly joined with BJP.
All
and
right.
after doing 13 Dharma Porata Dikshas on all districts, and they collated all national parties showing concern towards Andhra Pradesh. And end of the day, they smartly joined hands with BJP again as far as Telugu Desam is concerned. Out of this, how the tolerance of people, Andhra Pradesh people by birth, they are very smart and they don't want to take certain issues and certain considerations to the BJP and particularly considering Telugu Desam.
All right.
Because in the 5 years presence, what exactly is being done? Just like 17 fishing ports and 4 ports and the schools and Sachivalayas and how they're being built in respect to Andhra Pradesh. If you really want to see the data, I'll show you. 32,803 is the investments which has been bought by Telugu Desam versus 1,103 crores and 35 big industries in Telugu Desam tenure. Today it is 152.
All right. So
42,149 in small scale.
Okay.
4,90,000.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
5 lakhs. And it is this time 63,567.
All right.
Medical colleges 17.
Sir, I can't take, sir, sorry, but you know, too many data, too much of data there. But thank you. I totally get your point, Mr. Prasad, that this is not an alliance which will yield any results in Andhra Pradesh because the people of Andhra Pradesh are way too smart. Like you say, they will not have people parachuting down on their state and trying to take advantage. Mr. Reddy, happy to have you back. Mr. Reddy, lot of anger. I mean, TDP, forget about Chandrababu Naidu. Pawan Kalyan, we know his performance last time, sir. I mean, he's a power star. I'm a great fan of Pawan Kalyan. But the point is, as a politician, sorry, long way to go. He has to prove a lot. You can't win elections only on the plank of, oh, corruption, we will make things right. There is a lot of anger against the BJP. You know, there are lots of issues. The privatization of the Visakhapatnam steel plant, then also refusing to sanction, this is very important, special category status to the state, which of course, that's what Babu says, I decided to sever my relationship. What is the BJP standing in Andhra Pradesh anyway? You can only rely on Mr. Narendra Modi. Apart from that, Purandeswari is also someone who's new to the BJP. She has Congress antecedents.
See, you have to understand the dynamics that are changing in the present day politics. The BJP is not confined to have only RSS born or BJP born families coming in. The dynamics are changing. Narendra Modi's leadership is looking at the dynamic leadership who can deliver that is required for the people's welfare and development. Now, coming to the question of special status to Andhra Pradesh, this is an old junk, dumb question. I don't think anybody is really interested about it, except the politicians, because, a state like Andhra Pradesh, it's like an Annapurna for the entire country. If we are asking for a special status for Andhra Pradesh, there should be some kind of a reasonable reasoning that we should be talking about. Apart from that, what is the purpose of asking for a special status?
Right.
Is it for development or not? If it is for the development, what is the problem if the central government is going to grant you more funds and more attention and special category projects that will help the people to grow, develop, and perform. And then just the mere
Okay.
name of giving a title of
All
special
right,
status.
but you know,
So
Mr.
that is
Reddy,
irrelevant stuff.
Mr. Reddy, I'm very sorry to interject, but the young people in Andhra Pradesh, lot of them are very disappointed that we don't have special status and we don't even have a capital. Now, you can park that on YSRCP's doorstep, but the special status may not be important for you, like you say very well. You presented your points, but I don't think that it's a light matter. Ramesh, I want to bring the Kapu Kamma equation. As we well know, Pawan Kalyan belongs to the Kapu caste, and of course, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu. Now, tell me something. The coming together, experts feel it's not going to make any kind of an impact. No kind of an impact is what the experts are saying so far as the Kapu vote is concerned. But decode it for the viewers that they're coming together. Many experts feel, no, look at this, they'll get huge number of seats. What is your contention about this coming together of TDP and JSP to actually vanquish the caste matrix in Andhra Pradesh, sir?
This Kapu Kamma rivalry thing is actually mischaracterization, Sudha.
Okay.
It's actually media creation,
Oh.
much more than it exists in reality. Whatever happened in 1988 after the killing of Ranga, it was actually used by the then Congress party to create the rift. It has been going on and off since then, especially by parties which are opposed to TDP to project TDP as anti-Kapu. That has been going on for some time, but I don't think it still is relevant, that it actually exists now. And especially, I mean, those experts who say that the Kapu vote will not go to TDP, whatever, whom are Kapus going to vote in this election? Are they going to vote for Jagannath Reddy? You have to have options.
Right.
So, what does the Kapu community does in these elections? What can they do? I mean, if they don't vote for TDP and BJP,
Okay.
who are partners in the alliance, whom are they going to vote for?
Okay.
And to my knowledge, I am 100% sure that in these elections, the Kapu community overwhelmingly is going to vote for the alliance.
For the alliance. All right, that's a very important statement coming from someone who knows Andhra Pradesh very well. He says it's going to go, the Kapu vote is going to go to the alliance. Mr. Prasad, I have a question for you, but quickly, do you agree with what Ramesh has said? That Kapus are going?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No way.
Fantastic. Say why? Yeah.
It's very simple, ma'am. Even after giving 5% reservation for economically backward to the Kapu Samajik Vargam,
Right.
even after the vote bank has been not been considered to Telugu Desam. And in the same scenario, Janasena party is a brand for the Kapu and all. Pawan Kalyan also is not being tolerated in 2019 elections, if you really recollect. Even after doing something also, it is not being tolerated. And whatever the slogans have been given for Pawan Kalyan as a CM, and as an independent capacity be contested, there is no consideration from the Andhra Pradesh people. But altogether, for the sake of figurization, they may calculate this much of percentage and this much of percentage. This plus this is equal to 2. But 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 will never take place in politics. So absolutely, the Kapu Kamma Samajik Vargams are always, they shows their cards in a different way, and there is no question of aligning together. The physical presence as a contested situation is not there for Janasena. There is a consideration for Telugu Desam in 2014. When it comes to the real picture in 2019, they are not being considered as a party, as a Samajik Vargam.
All right, another question, Mr. Prasad, I want to ask you is that the coming together of these three entities, it was also to, to see that the anti-YSRCP vote does not get split in many ways and comes into one basket. Do you think that's a reality, Mr. Prasad?
No, they might have believed that, but it really comes to this. The BJP is the biggest culprit over here for as far as Andhra Pradesh is concerned.
Okay.
Mr. Gurva Reddy has nothing to do with Andhra Pradesh, even after the statement what he has given is very clear. They have not been considering the special status to the AP state. And if you really look into these two parties, they have only fought for special status as far as Telugu Desam Janasena is concerned. But the BJP has not been given a simple damn for that. Even after they are crawling towards BJP's presence in Andhra Pradesh, people are ignored as far as two national parties are concerned. 0.84 is the verdict for them. We were not interested. Even after the interest has been created by TDP by getting BJP into their clusters.
All right.
But unfortunately, they're traveling and sailing against the wind, which is not possible for the 2024 elections as far as aligning together. And there is an illusion that this vote bank will not travel if they will collide. But unfortunately, it is not happening. The people's verdict is very clear. Last time, the fight between Telugu Desam and YSRCP. Today, it's all together. YSRCP, instead of calling YSRCP, it's Jagannath Reddy versus Jagannath Reddy. Who are not interested in Jagannath Reddy versus who are interested in Jagannath Reddy. The traveling negative vote bank should travel to YSRCP. This is the concept of YSRCP. This logic, they're not gaining and they're not understanding. As far as Telugu Desam is concerned, they're fighting the best with only Congress. But when it comes to a regional party versus regional party in Telangana, their existence itself.
All right. Okay, I have 2 minutes left. I have to go to Mr. Reddy. Mr. Reddy, what about the chief ministerial candidate quickly? Because there is also a lot of heartburn. They say, of course, Chandrababu Naidu. TDP says here, they say, of course, Pawan Kalyan garu. There are also murmurs that Purandeswari. I mean, what will happen to another bone of contention, and that is who will be AP Chief Minister?
It's very simple question. BJP and even NDA partners have a practice of, first winning the election and then sit together and brainstorm and decide, of course, in the who will be the more relevant on that day's context. So we are not really worried who will be the chief minister. We are worried about coming to power and helping the poor, saving the public from the corruption-led government in Andhra Pradesh. Let's get into election first, and then we'll talk about the chief minister candidate. We are not really worried about it.
Right, but you started the conversation, Mr. Reddy, by saying it's a new friendship. At the end of it, would you say it's a new and uncomfortable friendship? I mean, some people can never be friends.
No, I'm talking about winning the election. Friendship will be a very small, tiny thing when it comes to the day election is over. You will see the difference. NDA partners have been very comfortable with each other, and then across the country in the phenomenon.
Okay, on that note, let me thank Mr. Reddy. Ramesh, thank you very much, Mr. Prasad. What a pleasure it was to have all of you spoke so well and eloquently. Thank you indeed.